Hi and welcome to Skein Studio. My name is Kristen. I'm also known as K10 on Ravelry, that's K10, and Skein Yarn or Skein Yarns pretty much everywhere else. This is episode number 39 and yeah, how are you all going? Hope you're well. It's Monday today, 21st of September. I'm reading it. I can never remember the date. Yes, and I'm on time, finally. I think I've finally gotten myself into a routine for recording. It's sort of taken months actually since we moved to actually get into some sort of normal routine. I don't know why that is. It's just, moving is just such an upheaval. And particularly moving the house and the business at the same time. I just feel like finally I'm sort of settling into here at home and then at the business settling in there. So yeah, hopefully from now on podcasts will be back to every second week. But anyway, everything's good here. It's been a great couple of weeks. The weather has been kind of funny. It started to get really hot, and last Sunday went for a swim, which was fantastic. But then when Monday rolled around, last Monday, all of a sudden the weather went really cold and rainy, and for the past week it's just rained every day. All through the weekend it rained, which kind of sucks because this weekend we have family coming up and I had to do washing. I had to wash sheets and clothes, and we live in a small townhouse and there's nowhere to hang things. So today it was like really sunny in the morning, so I got lots of washing done, and it's getting overcast now, so hopefully it won't rain because I've got everything outside. If it does rain, I'm going to have to quickly pause this and go out and grab it. But yes, so yeah, kind of funny weather, but I suppose that's spring. What else has been happening? Not a lot else. That's pretty much it. Just been busy at work, and I've got lots of knitting stuff to show you because I have been bitten by the knitting bug big time. I think during the move I got really exhausted, and my mojo for knitting disappeared completely. And over the last week or two it's just come back big time. So I've been really good. I haven't cast on things. I've been working on the things that I have, which is really lucky. But yes, I have a few things that I want to cast on for. But anyway, I'll talk about that later. Alright, what else was I going to say? I think that was it. We have a cardigan knit along going on over in the Ravelry group. It's a podcast knit along, which means it's open for everyone who wants to knit anything with any yarn. Must be hand dyed yarn though, it doesn't have to be skein. So the knit along it started on the 13th of August, it goes to the 13th of November. So basically, there's plenty of time still, so if you haven't cast on yet and you're thinking about knitting a cardigan, as long as you knit it with hand-dyed yarn, you can enter into the knit along. There's two prizes. I'm going to give away a sweater quantity of yarn, winner's choice of base and colorway, and the second prize, thanks to the lovely Ganesh on Ravelry, who sent me a prize. I'll just grab it, it's just here. She makes the most gorgeous project bags, and she doesn't have a shop yet. Not to say that she is planning, but I hope that she might, because her bags are gorgeous. So she sent a sweater bag for another winner. So one winner will win the sweater quantity of skein yarn, and the other winner will win this lovely project bag. So yes, it's a sweater size, fit heaps of yarn and everything in here. There's pockets, it's huge, it's got a nice square bottom so you can put it on the floor next to you or on the couch and knit. It's so sweet too. It's got lovely tartan and the little Scotty dogs which are just so cute. And there is also I don't know which one I'm giving away yet because one of them is mine, but probably I'll give you the big one. The Notions case, which came with the bag as well. So another little Scotty dog on there, and a cute little spotty fabric inside. So yeah, thanks to Ganesh for that. It's very, very nice of you to send that. So yeah, come on over to the Ravelry group and join in. Like I said, it's open for anyone who is knitting a cardigan with hand-dyed yarn, and as long as you've cast on after the 13th of August, you can join in. Or if you want to cast on now, whenever, yeah, come on over and join us. It'd be great. So talking about that, I've been knitting on my cardigan, and it's coming along really nicely. So I have cast on for the Reagan cardigan by Isabel Kramer. I think I said Elizabeth Kramer last week. I don't know what, or not last week, last episode. It sounded like it when I was listening to it back, but I wasn't quite sure. But Isabel Kramer. It's a top-down cardigan. I'm knitting this out of skein in the shimmer base, which, like I said last week, it has the glitter, which is stellina, a silver stellina in it. And this is the Honey Bunch colourway, and it's coming along really nicely. So that's the neckline there, and I've already done the sleeves, and I'm just knitting the body now, which is a lovely bell lace, B-E-L-L lace. That's it there, and it's super, super simple to knit. I've been knitting this while I watch TV, and yeah, it's very, very quick. I think it's 6-row repeat, I think. Anyway, very, very simple lace pattern. Interesting construction too, because with this cardigan, like I mentioned last week, and I'll just mention again in case you didn't watch last week's episode. Oh, not last week, last episode. I keep saying last week. Basically you knit the back, so where that stockinette section is, it's like a big rectangle, and you knit back and forth until you get to a certain length, and then you start knitting in the round for the sleeves, and you go back to the other side where you cast on. You pick up, you do like a provisional cast on, and then once you've done one side, then you pick up the other side and you knit the other sleeve. And so basically the beginning of the cardigan is the back, the complete back sleeves and neck. So I don't know what you guys are like, but I know every time I knit cardigans or pullovers, usually you do the sleeves last. I mean, I know you can do them, you know, as you go, but usually I leave them to the last because it's kind of the least favourite thing of mine to knit. Anyway, and the problem with doing that is that I tend to get to the sleeves and then I put it down and then I'll cast something else on it. It will just sit. So the beauty of this cardigan or this design is that you do the sleeves at the beginning. So you can't bypass them, you have to do them, and it gets them done. And yeah, basically once you've done the back and the sleeves, then it's all downhill. It's just doing the lace body. So it's coming along really, really quickly. I don't want to jinx myself, but I should have this finished by next time I podcast, because basically all I have to do is the body, which is the lace, and then you pick up around the front bands and around the neck, and you finish that part off. I'm not sure, I can't remember whether it's I'm pretty sure it's just garter stitch, but I don't have the pattern on me. And yeah, and then that's it, you're done. So really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying the bright yellow. I've had like lots of people say in the group, in the cardigan knit along, that they can't wear yellow, which is a real shame, because they really like yellow. And I used to think I couldn't wear yellow, but it turns out I can, which I'm lucky. And yeah, coming out of winter, I needed something really bright. So yeah, this is perfect. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, I think that's all I had to say about this. So this is Reagan by Isabel Kramer. Very nice pattern. And all the finished objects that I've seen on Ravelry, they look fantastic. Seems to suit a lot of body types. Okay. What else? Oh, okay. So, oh, and this is also, I have this in a bag that was also sewn by Ganesh, who is giving away the project bag for the sweater knit along. This is one that she made me, which is so cute. It's got the May Gibbs Snuggle Pot and Cuddle Pie print, and this is so sweet. On the zipper is a little eucalyptus leaf. It's gorgeous, I love it. Okay, so I'm doing the other work in progress. I'm doing the Summertide Mystery Knit Along. Where did I put that? Oh, I've got stuff all over the table. Yes, so the Summertide Mystery Knit Along, which is run by Helen Stewart, who is Curious Handmade, and it's a huge mystery knit along. It's a shawl, a 2-colour shawl. There's lots and lots of people. I think there's over 500 projects on Ravelry at the moment. So lots of people are doing it. So I've done Clue 1 and Clue 2 came out Friday last week. It's Thursday for everybody else, but Friday for us here in Australia and probably New Zealand as well. So I've done Clue 2, I've finished it. I can't show you the shawl because it's a mystery knit along, and I'm guessing a lot of you guys are probably needing it too, because there's a lot of you who listen to Helen. She has a podcast, Curious Handmade. It's awesome. It's an audio podcast, so I'll put a link to it in the show notes. So I can't show you the shawl, but I can show you the colours. So it's, she did say, so I can say this, it's a shawl that has both garter stitch and lace in it, and we're still on the first colourway. It is a two colour shawl, and I'm knitting the first lot, the first section of the shawl in this. I don't have a lot of yarn left, so I'm guessing we're almost ready to swap to the next colour. But this is Skein Uptown Sock. It's a single ply. I love single ply, as you know. It's a single ply yarn, fingering weight, 100% merino superwash, and the colourway is called Night, and it does look brown there, but it's actually a mix of yeah, it's like a brown, there's sort of like a khaki type green and purple, and then throughout it there's little splashes of light blue and orange. So it's a really complex colour, and I really like it. So as you can see with it in a cake form, it's not a pooling yarn. It's variegated, but it's softly variegated. So this yarn, it doesn't pool, and I can't show you the shawl, but you can see it's just sort of a nice speckling of colour. There's no pooling there. So it's knitting out really nicely, and there was a lot of talk on the group about using variegated yarn with lace, and actually I was listening to Helen's podcast, Curious Handmade podcast, and she was saying that she's had lots of people asking questions about it, about whether to use variegated yarn or not. And she said, which is, yeah, true, you either like variegated yarn in lace or you don't. A lot of people do, and then a lot of people don't, so it's sort of a personal preference. My personal preference is I actually really like variegated yarn with lace, but I don't like really busy, bright variegated colour. I think it sort of takes away from the pattern, but if you can get something like this where it's sort of doesn't stripe or pull, that it will knit up nice and even with the colours, I think it looks really nice with lace. And usually, even though there is a little bit of colour in there, once you actually block it out, the lace will open up and you will be able to see the pattern. Whereas if you use something that stripes and pulls and is really full on, you will lose the lace pattern. And I guess it's the same with textured type stitches, although a lot of textured stitches look really good with variegated yarn. But things like cables can get lost if you use really full-on variegated yarn, whereas if you use something like this that's just subtle, then you can still see the cables. They won't get lost. Anyway, so that's what I'm using as the main section of the shawl, and then this is the second colour. So it's nice contrast to the purpley brown. It's a nice sea green. This is called Misty Sea, and it's very, very light, very pale sea green. And yeah, it contrasts really nicely against this colour here. So I can't wait to start adding this in, because it's going to be interesting to see what they look like together. I have seen a little sneak peek of the finished shawl, although because I was coming up with colour combinations for the mystery knit along, because we were working with Helen with her coming up with kits. So I've seen the finished, well, it was the prototype. I know she's sort of changed a few things, so it's not going to look exactly as what I am expecting, but yeah, I know how it's going to kind of come out. But I'm not going to say anything else. It's all a big surprise. But anyway, can't wait to start adding this second colour in. So that's been fun, and I'm amazed because usually with mystery knit-alongs and knit-alongs in general, I usually start them and then I sort of fall behind and I never finish them on time. But this, I'm having a really good time with this, and the clue comes out, as I said, on a Friday, and we generally don't work on Fridays, which means I can sit and knit. I can download the pattern, the next clue, and sit on the couch and do some knitting. Particularly last week, because it rained all weekend, and which was perfect, so I did just actually sit there and knit. It was lovely. So that's my other work in progress. The other thing that I dug out of my wardrobe, which is where I keep all my knitting stuff, is the Japan Sleeves pullover that I started ages ago. I don't know why this has been on hold for so long. It's just one of those things, but because I really enjoy it, and I'm almost finished. So this is by Hoki Locatelli, and it is called, like I said, Japan Sleeves, and this is it here. Like you can see, I'm almost finished. The reason why it's called Japan sleeves is because the sleeves have a Japanese lace panel that runs on the top of the sleeve. It's really, really pretty. And yeah, so I've done the top and almost finished. Like I've got probably maybe about 2 inches left to do with the body. This is knit out of Skein Merino Cashmere Fingering, and it is in the Tickle Pink colour, and the brownie colour is called Rye. And yeah, it's really enjoyable. You can see I'm up to the striping body, which I think you end in a K2P2 rib. I think. Can't remember. So yeah, not a lot to go yet. And then you got to finish the sleeves and just finish the neckline off. So almost there. And I really want to get this finished because we're still getting cold or coolish weather. So I could still wear this now. So I want to, yeah, finish it off and then get a little bit of wear out of it before summer hits. Oh, and this construction for this pullover is really interesting as well, because basically you cast on for the lace panels and you do them first, and then you pick up and do short rows, and then eventually go across and pick up and do the second sleeve with the lace panel. It's really interesting. I can't quite explain it because it's quite complicated, but if you're after a pattern that is a little bit different construction wise, then this is a good one because it's really interesting. And I know Hohi is doing a autumn knit along at the moment. I'm not sure whether the sign-ups for that has closed, but I'll put a link in the show notes and you can go check that out. So it's knitting any of her patterns. Yeah, so I'll link that. But yeah, I'm enjoying that a lot. And of course I'm still swatching. I'm trying to swatch all my colorways for the shop so I can put them up online so you can see what they're like knitted up, because it's really hard sometimes, particularly with the variegated colors, to see what they're like when they're knit. Oh no, it's raining. Hang on, I'm gonna have to go outside and save my sheets. Hang on. Back again. Got the sheets inside, but yes, it's pouring down outside now. Yeah, so I was talking about swatches. Yeah, so I'm almost finished those, and it'd be great when they're posted so people can see what they're going to get and how the colourways knit up. And yeah, it's hard to see what colours you have, particularly in the variegated skeins, what sort of colours are in there, because it's sort of all mixed up. And yeah, once it's in a nice swatch, then you can see all the colours displayed. So yeah, it's going to take a while though, because I think it's over 60 colours, and I will be adding quite a lot more because I'm doing seasonal colourways, and yeah, I've got about 60 colours. So next season, which is our summer, and the northerners, it's their winter, so I'm going to be adding a few more colours. So yeah, there'll be even more to do. I might actually have to get some help with that, but I'm okay at the moment. Right, in the mail. Hey Ricky, my cat's just come over. She was sleeping before, so you might hear a little bit of noise. In the mail today, I got a really lovely surprise. So Frederica, who is this wonderful woman who I've met through Ravelry, has come over to Australia, and she's visiting family here, and she bought over a whole heap of yarn that she had. She said she was given it for free. She has a friend who has a yarn store, and some stuff in her stash that she was wanting to give to me, and she sent a whole heap over. So she actually brought it over with her in the plane, and then when she's here she sent me the skeins, and I've got this lovely collection of Malabrigo and Manos. It's absolutely gorgeous, so I'll show you a few of them. This is probably my favourite, because obviously, I don't know if you know, if I said it last time, but I've got this real craving for light pink colours for some bizarre reason. So this is, oh, this is a different, I thought this was Manos, but it's Pura Helados, who I haven't heard of before. I'll put a link to the show notes. But this is a lace weight, extra fine merino. It's gorgeous. Look at that colour. It's just this sort of a brownie pink. It's beautiful. So I'm going to be knitting with that for sure. I'm going to find something lovely, maybe a nice shawl or something. I got a couple of Malabrigos, which is gorgeous, in the Archangel colourway. These would be great in a shawl. And there's another one there. Beautiful. I love Malabrigo colours. And actually I was just looking at a YouTube video that I'll actually link. I'll write it down here. Malabrigo YouTube. So someone went to visit Malabrigo, the dye factory, and they took their camera with them and did a little interview with the owner and dyer of Malabrigo, and she looked around their studio, which is like a huge old warehouse, and she shows you where they do, well, she doesn't go into the dyeing room because that was off limits, which is fair enough, because sort of going to give away secrets if you go in there. But she looked at the drying room and the packing room, and it was really interesting, so I'll put that in the show notes. So it's really funny because I was just watching that and then I get sent some Malabrigo. And I got some Manos, which this one is, it's a silk blend, so it's a merino silk. That's so pretty. I love those colours. So yeah, I was spoiled. I've got lots of gorgeous yarn to play with. So thank you, Frederica. It's gorgeous. And I hope you're having a lovely time with your family in Perth. That's where some of our family live. Paul's mum and dad actually live in Fremantle. And hopefully we'll be going there soon to visit, because it's a gorgeous part of Australia. Alright, so awesome mail day. What else has been happening? Okay, oh, so what's hot? That's another segment of the podcast. That's where I talk about things that I find on Ravelry or whatever, knitting related, that I think is pretty cool. So last week I found a new collection. So the last podcast I was talking about Texture is the New Black, which was, I know I wrote about it somewhere. Yeah, Texture is the New Black by Melanie Berg. So I spoke about that last week. Well, this week's another collection that I found on Ravelry, and it's called Autumn Beach, and it's by Beatrice Perron Darlin. And it is a collection of 6 patterns, and it's, her inspiration is the beach in off-season, so the beach in autumn. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's, it's the first time I've heard of this designer. Obviously she's been around for quite some time, because if you look at her patterns on Ravelry and on her gorgeous website, she's got loads of stuff, and she's done things with Quince and Company. I'm pretty sure she's done something with Brooklyn Tweed as well, could be wrong. But anyway, new to me designer anyway, and I'm so glad I found her because she's got some lovely patterns. Anyway, so this collection called Autumn Beach came out last week, and I'll go through a few of the patterns. So the collection is 6 patterns. It's US dollars 18 US dollars for the whole 6 patterns, which is fantastic. Or if you don't want the whole collection, you can buy them separately. There's a pullover, there's a cowl, there's a shawl, there's a cardigan, and there's hat and gloves. So I'll talk about the one that caught my eye, which is a Shifting Tides cardigan. I'll just pull it up on my tablet so I can show you. Get this picture up. It's a beautiful 2-coloured cardigan. That's the top. So it's obviously yoke construction, and it's just a tiny little bit of colour on the yoke, and I'm pretty sure there's definitely colour, second colour on the hem and sleeves as well. There's a better picture. And it's just so subtle and beautiful, and I love that neck. I'm not quite sure what you would call that type of neck. Oh, it's staked. I didn't notice that. Oh, hang on. You can steek the cardigan. So you knit it in the round and then steek it down the bottom, down the middle to make it a cardigan, or you can actually knit it back and forth. So you've got 2. I've never done a steek before, so that might be interesting. This is actually knit out of Quince and Company Owl, so it's a worsted weight. And yeah, 2-coloured cardigan. It looks gorgeous. So that's the one that really caught my eye. And the second thing that really caught my eye is the shawl that she did, which is called Sands Cove Shawl. It's a 2-coloured shawl again. This one can be knit in worsted or in a fingering weight, and she's used Brooklyn Tweed for both of her samples. And it's, yes, 2 colours, it's striped, and on the very end of the shawl there's just a hint of lace. So it's very subtle, and I love those natural colours that she's used. So it's simple construction with just enough interest, with the addition of stripes, a touch of lace for some beauty, and a heart shape that stays easily on the shoulders without a lot of fuss. So yeah, it's beautiful. And you can probably see they're the other patterns. So there's the cowl and the jumper, which is it's just got a tiny little bit of lace on the sleeves. It's really plain but really pretty. And then you've got the gloves and the hat. So yeah, that came up on my radar. I really like it, and like I said, I haven't actually heard of Beatrice before, and I'm so glad I found her because she's got gorgeous patterns. I'll link her website in the show notes. And so yeah, if you're interested, it is called Autumn Beach by Beatrice Perron-Darlin, and I will link her in the show notes. So future knits, things that I'm planning on knitting. I'm still planning on knitting the simple Skype socks for my dad for Christmas. I've got the yarn here. This is what I'm going to use. It's BFL, it's skein, and it's called Weekend Escape which is a really nice deep green. So yes, I'm going to cast that on soon. I just want to get a few things done first before I start casting on, because I usually do cast on lots of stuff and then I end up putting it to the side and casting on more stuff. So I'm going to stop doing that. So yes, I'll get those on the needles soon. And I was actually thinking what I might do is I might have a, my camera's doing weird stuff. I might have another knit along. I've got 2 knit alongs planned actually. I've got a single skein knit along in the works, but that's with skein yarn. It's not going to be it's a podcast one, but it's for projects that are knit out of skein yarn. And I'm going to knit the socks for that. And then the other future knits and the other idea that I had for a knit along is a Japanese pattern, and I've had one person who said that they would be keen to join in on that. So basically I spoke about this last week, and I've done a blog post about it too, about Japanese patterns and how they differ to what we're used to with our English patterns. They're not actually written, they're charted. And I have, yeah, like I said last time, I've got like a really bad addiction to Japanese craft books, in particular Japanese knitting books. So I've got stacks of them, and I've never knit anything from them because I've never been game enough to, because I haven't tried. I haven't done the charts. It's a new thing. It's going to take a while to get used to, but I really want to knit something. So I was thinking, if anybody out there wants to join in, please let us know. I will be opening up a knit along thread soon for that, because I thought it'd be a good idea to open it up early so we could talk about patterns and share books that we have, and hopefully entice other people to maybe go and check them out and buy a book, Japanese knitting book, and join in. And also it'd be good to have a thread open for the Japanese knit along, so we can write handy links, because the charting for each pattern, you need to know what the symbols mean, so you can get the stitches right, and they're not the same as English patterns and English symbols, but there's like stacks of websites online, obviously online, stacks of websites that have lots of information and lots of resources available. So I thought it'd be nice just to have, a thread open where we could post all that sort of stuff, so you could just go there and find the links. And yeah, that's about it. So that's about it for future knits. What else was I going to say? Oh, before I go, in the Summertide Mystery Knit Along thread, there's been a lot of talk about using apps to read your patterns off, and funnily enough, since we've moved, we don't have a printer here, it's at work. So I've been using my iPad mini for knitting, and I use the Knit Companion app, and it's been so good. I don't think I'll ever print another pattern again. I've also got I have a Windows phone, so I've got a Adobe app on that I've used, but I haven't used it enough to feel confident with it. Because you can highlight things and do all that sort of stuff in the app, but when I've done that and then I've closed the app and then opened it again, all those highlighted sections are gone, so I need to sort of play around with it. But what I was wanting to do is to write a blog post on apps for different, like not just for Apple products, but also for Windows and Android and things like that. So I'm just interested to hear from you guys. What apps do you use to read your patterns off? Please let me know. You can let me know in this week's episode thread, which is on Ravelry, or you can email me at hello@skeinyarn.com. Because yes, I want to do a review on it, and I'd like to download a few apps and try them out, and then write a little review. Okay, that's it for this week. Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Hope you're all well. And yeah, come on over to the group on Ravelry, it's Skein, and join in and say hi. Like I said, you can find me on everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. I'm Skein or Skein Yarns, or you can find me on Ravelry as K10, that's K10. And yeah, until next time, happy knitting and speak to you soon. Bye.